Welcome back. It's now time for our weekly feature, the Politics Wrap with Natasha Perry.
Thank you so much, Bailey. And of course, to our SABC viewers, welcome to another segment of Politics Wrap. So earlier on, the SABC News covered the MK party briefing on today's announcement, I beg your pardon, of its new members. Dr. Sifiso Maseko, the MK party Secretary General, joins us on our hybrid line for this discussion. Mr. Maseko, thank you so much for joining us on SABC News.
Yes, thank you very much.
So just briefly, we just saw Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane earlier on speaking to my colleague Bailey, and of course we saw earlier on the briefing both Mkhwebane and Willis Mkhunu were announced or named as the conveners in KZN and Mpumalanga respectively. I mean, how do you think such individuals, or these two individuals, will help establish various branches in those two provinces?
No, thank you very much, and good evening to viewers. Umkhonto as a party is not an individualistic party; it's a collective, and to that extent and as such, we welcome the two comrades that have joined the family of Umkhonto, the True Liberation Movement, and as part of what we've already tabled within the Constitution, and what we are also unpacking, is that a leadership collective, which is the National High Command, but the officials in particular, together with the comrades that have been identified, will then embark on establishing in terms of structures. I'm on my way to Guyana for a party program. So we continue to find leaders in all these engagements that we had. But we also continue, as you know, that we're a party that has got an appeal for all progressive forces. So we also continue to make sure that we're a home for all those leaders that feel that they want to contribute meaningfully, because this party does allow that.
Okay, Dr. Maseko, we also saw some MK party members picketing outside the press briefing, and some have said that, there's some new members that have actually joined the party just recently, and they've been parachuted into leadership positions. Do you think that those that were picketing outside, do you not think that their concerns are valid?
Well, it depends what we define in terms of validity. If your question is, are they within their rights to raise the concerns of? Yes, of course. As we had said, that the party has got a big job in terms of ensuring that members are educated about the trajectory, about where we find ourselves. But equally so, any organization in a formative stage will have such challenges. We are a fast-growing organization, and to that extent, that is why, from a leadership collective, we need to have maturity and experience for us to understand and take the party members along, even if it takes a very long time. But we need to be patient and make sure that they understand about it. We do welcome, as we had said, that it's unfortunate that they chose the protesting, but we'll educate the members about the process. It's the fear of the unknown, it's the anxiety, and to that extent, we have to take full responsibility in terms of ensuring that all members are accommodated and at least are educated about the party.
I briefly want to rope in this last question. We heard the former President Jacob Zuma insisting that he will be appealing his expulsion from the ANC on the 1st of next month. We had asked the Secretary General of the ANC, Mr. Fikile Mbalula, about this, and he says that he remains, an expelled member and he won't entertain this matter. What are your comments on that?
My comments are that the constitution of the party, on exceptional circumstances, does acknowledge that you will have members with dual membership. President Zuma and the ANC, they continue to, as you all know, in terms of the due process of it. So let me not comment much about the ANC process, but let me rather concentrate on what it means for Umkhonto we Party to have a president that is a true revolutionary, like a President Zuma, a president that understands the plight of the South African people, a president that has on numerous occasions have said that we have not arrived, we have not attained true freedom. The only time we will attain true freedom is economic freedom. And we hope that all progressive parties will be able to see this and join the MK party in this plight. As for in terms of membership, as I have said, that we are happy that President Jacob Zuma is our member. We are also comforted by the fact that our constitution does allow, on exceptional circumstances, that anyone can also have dual membership role.
Okay, Dr. Maseko, thank you so much for your time. We do understand that you're also driving to Giyani, so we appreciate you for that. And now moving on to the story, former Speaker of the Mogale City Local Municipality has now been elected as the new mayor. This follows the resignation of the former executive mayor Danny Thupane last week before a motion of no confidence was set to take place against him. Joining us now in studio is Mayor Lucky Sele. Thank you so much for joining us on SABC News, and congratulations on your election as the mayor of Mogale City. But I think first and foremost, what are your key priorities as the new mayor of Mogale City?
Thank you, Natasha, for having me in studio. Good evening to your viewers at home, and more especially to the residents of Mogale City. I think as a point of departure, it would be to address the audit opinions in terms of the AG, improve our financial standing. As you know, that the view of the AG is that the municipalities are not doing well. Financial prudence has a replication on service delivery issues that affect the residents. So it's important that we tighten all that we have to tighten and improve our audit outcomes as the municipality. The most pertinent issue currently is the issue of infrastructure. In Gauteng, in general, Mogale City is not a special case. I have old infrastructure that is dilapidating, and one of the issues that we have is sewer that affects our community, and in our case has a potential to even affect our cradle of humankind. Mogale City is the city of human origin. So we have a task to ensure that we deal with that particular problem that we have of sewer in our city. And the last point, I would say revenue enhancement becomes very critical in terms of water and electricity, because without this particular revenue, we would not have the resources to address the challenges we have. So I'll put those 3 points across as matters of priority at the moment. We know that generally we have the issue of youth unemployment, we have the issue of lack of opportunities, and all those socio-economic challenges that exist in society, even exist in our municipality. But addressing these pertinent matters will also give us a gateway to also attend to these issues that are a national question and that exist everywhere. For instance, if we were to deal with our sewer infrastructure problem, it creates an opportunity for innovative people to come and assist the municipality, as well as job opportunities for people to then impart their skills in that particular program. So yeah, I would end there, I think, as a point of departure.
And we'll get to the issues of sewer and infrastructure, but I mean, you were the former speaker of Mogale City. What experience and what qualities do you actually think you actually bring to this position?
Okay, I'm not only the former speaker, I'm also a former leader of opposition. So I have an appreciation of the challenges that confront the institution and the ability to play an oversight role, because when you are in opposition, you have to keep the executive on your toes. And I want to appreciate the opportunity also of serving as a Speaker of Council, because it then makes you the head of the legislative arm and also a person who is responsible for the oversight authority, having a stable council meeting that meets and able to process reports and able to deal with challenges that confront the municipality. So it's an appreciation from that particular level of an understanding of what are the challenges that we're dealing with, and not only the challenges where the municipality is doing well, because we have not really focused on where we're doing well and how we can push where we're doing well. Not all the time you have to focus on negative things. Where you do well, you have to ensure that you surpass the level that you are in and make sure that you perform better the next time in that particular point. So it has been an appreciation of understanding where the municipality is and where the municipality should go in order to achieve our objectives.
Mayor Sele, you mentioned two important or huge challenges actually that are currently facing Mogale City: the issue of surge and the issue of infrastructure. The Department of Water and Sanitation has paid Mogale City over 300 million since 2019 to repair its sewage infrastructure. But unfortunately, the situation has actually deteriorated right now. The municipality now wants more funds to repair the same infrastructure. I mean, what's happening in regards to that case, and what happened to the money actually?
Okay, I want to account for that particular case in this particular manner. We were elected in 2021, and in 2022 there was an assessment done by our technical employees who requested funding of 200 million to deal with the issue of servicing and maintaining our wastewater treatment plants. And we were only between the period of 2021 and the current financial year only given about a sum of 100 million to deal with the challenges that we have with the wastewater treatment plants. So if we go back to the 2019 part, then it means that the 200 million was spent in that particular period. But also we need to have an appreciation that the funding in that particular period from 2019 was not only essentially for wastewater treatment plants, but were for projects that are related to the Department of Water and Sanitation, projects such as replacing water meters, projects such as having or inputting infrastructure to take water to our rural areas in Mogale City and so on. So at that particular time, the money had not only focused on the wastewater treatment plants, and I think it was a lack of foresight and judgment, because later on we see that we could have utilized the money to resolve the challenges that we have. But we do not lament, because the people in Magaliesburg now in informal settlements have a water pipeline that delivers water to them. So we can't say we did not do well with the money.
But speaking about this very particular issue, how soon could this issue be resolved? Because I mean, as far as 2 weeks ago, people were complaining about sewage going into the waters. In terms of your timelines as a mayor, should you not put this at the top of your priority, like you indicated earlier on the interview?
It is on top of our priority as the municipality. And in fact, when we give our 100 days report, I'm hopeful that we will give that report with a better situation at hand. Because it's not just a minor issue to deal with. As I said, it also impacts on our UNESCO status as a country, not only as Mogale City Local Municipality. So we're going to make sure that that matter receives the attention that it deserves, and it is amicably resolved. And I want to say the cradle movement, for lack of a better word, or the consent group, only got the opportunity to meet the municipality when I became the speaker. and we got an appreciation of these particular challenges in terms of the rivers and the businesses that are affected in the cradle. But what is also quite critical to spell out is that we speak about sewer in the cradle, and that's where the complaints are at, but also in the townships, our people are living in dire situation. So overall, this particular problem will be resolved, and I promise you that in 100 days, I can come back here in studio and say we have went step by step and built brick by brick to resolve the problem, and this is where we are, because we have various stakeholders now that have come on board. The MEC of Kokta has partnered with the municipality to ensure that we resolve the problem. We have put in place a multidisciplinary team, because the problem is not only that we have money and we did not maintain. When we're given money and maintained, we have a problem of Zamazamas who come and vandalize the wastewater treatment plant. So we need a multidisciplinary approach where we have police involved, and we have a number of cases that we have opened to date are still unresolved. We have to put security in place to ensure that we safeguard that particular infrastructure after we put money on it.
Just lastly and briefly, how will your new administration tackle issues of service delivery as opposed to Mr. Thupane's administration? I don't want to compare, but how will you do things differently?
Well, I wouldn't say different, because we worked with Councillor Thupane and we were part of the administration. So I don't want to come here and pretend that we're never part and inputted on that particular administration. And since we took over under his leadership, we have done well as the municipality. We have received certain awards in terms of the clean water. In Mogale City, we have received certain awards acknowledged by SALGA in terms of spending on grant funding, on service delivery programs. We have also arrived at a point where we have funded mandate or a funded budget as the municipality under his leadership. Hence, I put a point that where we do well, we will take an opportunity to even enhance that and to do better. So we were still on that trajectory where he left off, but hopefully there's a new personnel now in office, new energy, and hopefully that will reciprocate to everybody else in the team. Everybody would be motivated to say that we have done well in the past year under our coalition led by Mayor Thupane, and because of the circumstances, there's a new leadership in place, but there was no fight or any contradiction about the direction that we should take. The fact of the matter is that we must improve.
Thank you so much. So, of course, we look forward to having you in 100 days' time so you can account as to what you've actually done to actually solve this crisis that is facing the people of Mogale City. Of course, that was the mayor of Mogale City, Mr. Lucky Sele, here in studio. Of course, what to watch out this weekend is the ANC NEC is also gathering in Birchwood Hotel there. And, of course, trust Team SABC News to be on top of that story. That's all I have from the Politics Wrap this evening.